snarf. I don't really know, Liono. I don't know if I like this comment. Snarf. Hey everybody, Lioconvoy here. First off, wow. That last video really took off. I gained a lot of subscribers, and I'm glad so many of you enjoyed the last video. Thank you all so much. However, it's time to do a little house cleaning on the topic. I spent several days between Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to see how people are reacting to this new ThunderCats news, even a week later. And as such, there are things I feel need to be addressed here. Now, before I begin, I want to go forward saying a few things. 1. I hate all politicians. And 2. I don't want to infringe on anyone's freedom of speech. That being said, there are things going on that are neither acceptable nor need to be allowed in the grand scheme. Firstly, we need to be careful how we address the people in charge of these shows, and anyone we're discussing these issues with. Buzzwords like SJW, soy boy, soy this, soy that, and anything like it are, well, they're reductive. It immediately makes people shut you out and gives them a reason to ignore you and your issues. Also, I'm getting a lot of word that there are allegedly threats being made to these people, which is also unacceptable. If you see any of these threats, screen cap it and shoot it to me at the Twitter address below, and I will put them to open shame and oust them from the ThunderCats community, because that is unacceptable. All these things lead into another issue. Politics. ThunderCats, both original and 2011, are fairly apolitical. So whether you're right-wing or left-wing, you don't get to co-opt this show, nor the backlash to push your own agenda. You can piss right off with all of that. Your type of discourse is not welcome in this discussion. None of you directly know the political views or affiliations of those working on this show. You're making baseless assumptions to try and force a puzzle piece into your desired vision. Whatever these people's political views may be, it has nothing to do with the merit or quality of their work. Plenty of people on both sides of the two major political spectrums have put out shows that everyone enjoys. Now, we're going to move on to something else here. And here's where some of you won't be happy. We need to stop making jokes about Victor Courtright's appearance. Yeah, I know it's cathartic, I know it's fun to mock someone, but it has no bearing on the man's work. And just like the pejoratives listed earlier, it's reductive. It only makes people dismiss you wholesale. Especially if you're someone like me. I personally have a face for radio, and a lot of other nerds do too. Heck, a lot of humanity does. Attacking a man's looks aren't going to get us anywhere. It's better in the long run to present the issues mentioned earlier in a calm manner. If they reject your argument at that point, it shames them, and multiple people will see that. You'll only gain more supporters to your cause if you maintain at least some form of professionalism. I know it's hard to keep calm about things, trust me. I'm a very combative person in personality. I'll jump into the fray in a moment's notice on just a general basis, but I feel this conversation needs more rational discussion and less angrily typing at the keyboard. If we are to engage these people over why this cartoon matters to us, we need to do it in a way that exemplifies the virtue of the original show and how it has affected us. Now, I'm going to go through a few more things here that people like to parrot out on social media and give you the tools to respond to them. Quote, ThunderCats was made just to sell toys. First off, people saying this likely never actually watched the show. They're just repeating the same nonsense others have told them because they think it sounds correct. So on top of pointing that out, inform them that ThunderCats was not made with the intent to just promote a toy line. And that's found not only in the book Hear the Roar, which you can download onto Kindle from Amazon for $6, link in the description, but also in the interviews listed below by people who worked on the show. If this show were made to promote a toy line, and that being the main part of all of this, it would have been written in a more episodic manner. It wouldn't have been written with entire groups of characters completely taken off in the second season to never be replaced with others, and they would have produced toys on a lower budget. The entire LJN ThunderCats toy line only had one reused part, the Sword of Omens accessory. because both Liono and Jaga came with one. Quote, "This is just for kids. I've somewhat addressed this in the previous video, but I'll add this on as well. If we think this is what kids deserve, then we have a whole lot of problems to worry about besides this cartoon alone." Quote, "There are bigger/better things to worry about. Not only is this stupid because this person chose to engage you, failing to focus on those bigger things themselves, but it's also what's known as the fallacy of relative privation. Go look that up for funsies. That's your homework for the day." Quote, "You're pathetic if you care about this. This type of argument is only used by people that either know they don't have an argument or assume something they like will never be changed. The best way to reply to this person is by going in depth about how art influences and enriches the lives of others. They'll either backpedal or they'll give up." Quote, "They don't have to cater to you. You don't resurrect a 30-year-old franchise, go in a different direction with it, and expect the people to have kept it going to just lay down and be quiet for your benefit. Ever. In the 10 or 15 years to come, something like Harry Potter will be rebooted. And the same people telling you to be quiet will rage strongly against it if it isn't faithful to the source material. Just for a demonstration here, the last time something was changed this drastically in genre and put out as a new product, we got Lunatics Unleashed. I want you to just soak that in for a moment. There's still a market for reboots to be done well and embraced by fans new and old. I present as examples both DuckTales and Voltron Legendary Defender to prove that case. These shows are both handled by a staff that has loving care for the original properties and do the originals justice. All we want is for this series to be treated with that level of care and respect. And as far as the people in the TV animation industry defending this, keep in mind that the TV industry as we know it is in its death throes. They're lashing out against criticism due to knowing they're not long for this world. We're going to eventually have to move over to streaming shows directly or to smaller independent animators to get the shows we want. They're all in an industry that's going to die soon and they know it. So show them a bit of kindness, even if they don't show it to you. Well, you're probably asking me, why am I defending people like Victor Courtwright or others, knowing full well I'm against what they're doing? Well, you could say, just maybe, it's because I was taught better.
Mum-Ra will roast for all eternity, unless I go in and pull him out.
No, Liono, you mustn't go in there.
We're ThunderCats, Chitara. We must help anyone in distress, even our enemies. I'm going in.
To close, the best way to voice your concerns is calmly. Stay away from insults, and remember what you're trying to show here. The morals and standards that this show stood for and why you care about it. In short,
the best we can do is to keep evil at bay by remembering our responsibility, by remembering our duty, by remembering ourselves and who we are.
We are ThunderCats.
Upholding justice,
Truth,
Honor
and loyalty.
ThunderCats, ho!
Special thanks go to my patron, Avis. If you want to support me on Patreon or follow me on social media, links are in the description. Have a good day.